earthquake, and we join her in southern Turkey now. Anna.
Sophie, people here want to know why 3 days after this earthquake, in a country where they have paid earthquake tax because something like this had been on the cards for years, they want to know why they're still out on the streets. They want to know why they are still huddling round fires like this to keep warm, and why the aid is taking so long to arrive. They were telling me earlier, a family, that they were worried about their children. They were worried that they were getting fever because they were living in these sub-zero temperatures. But the problem is the scale and the size of the devastation that this quake has caused. The devastating power of the earth seen from the air. Swathes of this city lie in ruins. Buildings, homes, lives have been destroyed. In many cities, the search now isn't for survivors. It's only for the dead. When the rubble shows a sign, the digger stops. Behind this blanket, an arm reveals a body. Slowly, carefully, it's uncovered. And then, the moment of realization. A father lost. The goodbye is painful and public. And here in Marash, ambulances are now hearses. They've spent the whole day here searching for bodies, and the light is starting to fade now, but the rescuers say that they will come back tomorrow, and the next day they will return to sites like this for as long as it takes to return loved ones to their relatives. They're rare now, but there are still moments of hope. A little girl, healthy and alive after 3 days buried. The rescuers celebrate. She says her siblings are down there too. Today, President Erdogan came to visit those who've lost everything. But there's growing anger that help is coming too slowly, and there isn't enough of it. He says it's impossible to prepare for disasters on this scale.
We had some problems in some places like airports in the beginning. We had problems on the roads, but it's better today and it will be even better tomorrow.
Bodies now fill this sports hall. More are arriving all the time. Among them, Eunice's fiancé. They were just weeks away from getting married.
I was planning to dress up with a wedding dress, but now I'll dress up with a funeral shroud. I'm like the walking dead. I'm a living dead. I lost my feelings. I lost my feelings.
Each of these bundles marks a future cut short. A family separated. Every hour, the death toll rises. And even now, it's impossible to know how many lives this quake has claimed. Anna Foster, BBC News, Marash.
Moments of celebration amid the rubble are increasingly few and far between, but this little boy, just 8 years old, brought joy to rescue teams in Hatay in southern Turkey after they managed to pull him out of his home. He had been buried alone for more than 50 hours. He was carried aloft to his mother, who had been waiting there for days, one of the lucky ones to be reunited with his family. Well, Hatay province is where one of the first international rescue teams to arrive started work today. They are British, and they landed last night. Our Middle East correspondent Quentin Somerville watched as they set to work.
Antakya has struggled to get help. Even Turkish aid has been slow to arrive here. International rescuers nowhere to be seen.
Antakya has been calling out for help for days, and finally it's arrived, and it's arrived in force. That brings its own problems. The
People
streets
now
are absolutely
are really,
jam-packed. There's still a lot of people in need here. But most of this aid is local. It's Turkish aid. We've hardly seen any international aid here. But today, in fact a few hours ago,
Grabe kasi yung mga building, sira-sira talaga lahat. And how can we recover this?
They say they're the first international
Daming
rescue
family
team to
na
make it here.
affected. Oh,
They're
wala,
meant to be
sira
only
talaga.
assessing damaged buildings at the moment,
Oh.
but already they found someone.
They are not really,
Phil Irving normally runs a fire
checking
station
on
in Wales.
kung sino yung nakasurvive yung ano nila,
a 60-year-old woman who's alive, talking to us and entrapped. So we're making an assessment on that right now.
Ali Ekanal thinks they've found his mother-in-law, Salva, but he can't be sure. He tells me if she can get out, if she can survive, if it can really happen, it will be a miracle for us. She's been trapped in this 5-story building for 3.5 days without food or water. Davy the sniffer dog was the first to confirm she was alive. The team are now speaking to her. They think they can get her out.
I really want
A stretcher is brought in.
to know what's happening
And moments
around the
later,
world.
Ali's mother-in-law is saved. She's dehydrated but alive. London firefighter Sarah Minma spoke to Salva throughout the rescue.
All of those elements that we had to move by hand or tunnel so that we could sort of access her and do patient assessment. But I mean, the fact that she'd been in there for 3.5 days, was still talking, smiling the minute she saw us.
It's one rescue in a city where thousands are still missing. Their work here has only just begun. To Somerville, News, Antakya.
Sakit ng heart ko, guys. I am praying for Syria and
Good evening and welcome to the News Hour. The air of desperation is growing in Turkey and Syria tonight as the chance of finding earthquake survivors grows dimmer by the hour.
The death toll has grown to at least 12,000, with an unknown number still missing. Jane Ferguson reports from Adana in southern Turkey, where Hatay province, along with Idlib province in Syria, are among the worst hit areas.
The combing through the dust and debris of apartment blocks continues in Turkey. There were over 90 people inside this one when it collapsed in the early hours of Monday morning. So far, only 2 gravely wounded survivors have been found, locals tell us. Periodically, the rescue workers stop what they are doing, machinery is turned off, and everyone falls quiet and listens for the sound of survivors under their feet. What appears as though a silent tribute to the dead is actually still hope for the living. But desperate relatives waiting on the pavement nearby know that hope is fading.
Nasa silent sila, silent mode sila kasi kailangan nila marinig kung sino yung nag-ask ng help.
So a 3-person family, have any of them been pulled from the rubble?
No, we don't know what's happened, but they living first floor. But here 14 floors, so it's very difficult to find life there, I think.
There is an unspoken understanding here that the search for survivors is turning into the recovery of bodies. There are thousands of rescue workers just like this spread out across southern Turkey, still digging through the rubble, still determined to pull survivors from underneath collapsed buildings. But 3 whole days since the earthquakes struck, the likelihood of finding anyone still alive diminishes every hour. President Erdogan visited the quake zone today and met with displaced families in a tent city. He addressed the growing criticism about Turkey's delayed disaster response.
İçerisinde de Allah'ın izniyle şunu da söyleyeyim.
As of now, a total of 21,200 personnel, military, gendarmerie, and police are on duty in Hatay. Despite this, some dishonest people are campaigning in Hatay and are making false statements. Certainly there have been shortfalls as the conditions have been cleared. It is impossible to be prepared to face a disaster like this.
With elections due in May, this is a tasty time for Erdogan. Restricting social media preemptively during a crisis is a common practice adopted by his administration. In the hard-hit southern city of Antakya, much-needed aid is slowly trickling in.
We have no water, no food. We have nothing. I want help and nothing else. I don't care about shelter so long as my children are safe.
We have to evacuate people from cities. You cannot live here, especially in this cold. There are small children. If people haven't died from being stuck under the rubble, they'll die from the cold.
Across the border in northwest Syria, more scenes of utter devastation in Idlib province. In Haram, the battle continues to save lives. 200 people are trapped under rubble. All that's left are signs of a childhood lost. After more than a decade of civil war, getting aid into the opposition-held province was already hard. Now it's nearly impossible. None has reached thus far, leaving many to fend off a brutal winter now out in the cold. Locals and rescuers also lack the tools they need and the manpower as they painstakingly comb through the rubble. Mustafa Al-Khalab is part of that effort, helping residents whose homes were destroyed.
If we can help those people,
evacuation teams have been working for more than 48 hours to rescue survivors from the rubble and to extract the dead bodies. Truthfully, evacuation teams have only the most basic supplies.